Right now, storms moving in on the Suncoast. Find out how they may affect your holiday weekend plans.
Plus, why tensions are already forming between the two candidates that are running for Florida governor.
And a proposed ban on recreational marijuana in Sarasota County if it's ever approved in the state of Florida. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. First tonight, afternoon thunderstorms causing flooded roadways in some parts of the Suncoast.
Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with a look at those current conditions. Bob?
Yeah, we got a report of a roof collapse at a Wells Fargo in Venice on US 41. We have a reporter on the scene and have some video here in just a little bit. What we have today is obviously that southeast wind. We have a west coast breeze. We also had some storms off in the Gulf, creating some other breezes coming in as well near the coast. And things really got heavy in Bradenton, northwest Bradenton, right around State Road 64. We had some flooding there as a result of some heavy rainfall earlier near 53rd Street. Now another storm is popping up, so this isn't quite over. I don't think we'll see the intensity that we once saw along the coast, but still some showers and even a bolt from the blue, if you will. It's not really from the blue, but we had one lone strike here just in the last 10 minutes in Sarasota of a powerful positive lightning strike. More showers developing now southeast of Inglewood, which has seen their fair share of rainfall today. And another cell, this one right here, producing this lightning strike right around Lido here just in the last 10 minutes. And this is heading to the northwest, so more rain expected. Now, it's not widespread like we saw earlier into Manatee County, or at least Bradenton. This is the important cell, though, that is producing some heavy rainfall now into Hardy County and moving out of DeSoto County right now. You can see we have just a few light rain showers there. And the heavy rain near Wauchula, near Bowling Green especially, the storms are rather intense. Could see winds up to 50 miles an hour with some of these cells, more so on the leading edge there that's now into Polk County. But Avon Park, some heavy rainfall, Sebring as well, all pushing off to the northwest. There had been some reports of some small hail, too, with these cells indicating that they are the bigger ones of all of them here along the Suncoast, although still some moderate to heavy rainfall. And I think it'll continue for at least the next hour, at least this light to moderate rain near the coast with still an occasional lightning strike or two. And that will be back with us again tomorrow afternoon. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Two candidates are set to square off for Florida's open governor's seat. Yesterday, Republicans chose Representative Ron DeSantis, a conservative who aligned himself with President Trump, while Democrats shocked many by voting for Andrew Gillum, the progressive mayor from Tallahassee who got support from Senator Bernie Sanders.
Gillum is looking to be the state's first African-American governor. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo explains what type of race we may see leading into November. Dwayne?
Well, Jacqueline, local political pundits say you'll probably see excitement on both sides going into the race. And there'll be a specific group of voters that these candidates will target. It's official. Florida has two gubernatorial candidates heading into November, and it's already a dogfight. After winning the Republican nomination, Ron DeSantis said Gillum was an articulate spokesman, but also went on to say the last thing we need to do is monkey this thing up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda with huge tax increases and bankrupting the state. Some Democrats calling it a racist dog whistle, while Democratic candidate Andrew Gillum said this of his opponent.
Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis are both scraping from the bottom of the barrel.
New College of Florida political professor Frank Alcock admitted both these candidates are polar opposites, making this race that much more interesting in the next coming months.
What I see is enthusiasm, tremendous enthusiasm on both sides.
On one side, you have DeSantis, who supports the border wall, and like Trump, claims to be anti-establishment.
You know, I'm out there fighting for term limits. I'm fighting for things like when Congress has this slush fund for sexual harassment settlements, I blow the whistle on that stuff.
On the other, you have Gillum, who wants to get rid of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE.
What we are clear about is that we can run wholly on our values, that we can talk to people in a commonsensical way about the issues that confront them.
With the issues laid out, Alcock points to the group of non-party affiliated voters that may make a difference.
Those numbers are increasing. They're over 1 in 4, high 20% of voters statewide. Who will they pick? And I think they're out there for courting on both sides.
Also saying this race can give us a sneak peek at what we might see in 2020.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if it's a large margin of victory in the governor's race. I think it's going to be a really tight race.
General election coming up quick will be November 6th. Back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. It's back to the campaign trail for the winners of 2 local congressional races here in the Suncoast. David Shapiro beating fellow attorney Jan Schneider, and now goes on to face incumbent Republican Vern Buchanan in District 16. And State Senator Greg Steube beat 2 opponents in District 17. He now faces Democrat April Freeman of Cape Coral in the race to replace retiring Congressman Tom Rooney. This morning on Good Morning Suncoast, Steube and Shapiro talked about the big issues.
Plus, I'm not going to be taking any money from any big sugar that's dumping some pollutants into the Lake Okeechobee and making the red tide that we're experiencing much worse.
My family's from this area. Not a better person to represent an agricultural district. I have a background in agriculture, which is an important part of this district.
So it's Shapiro versus Buchanan and Steube versus Freeman. Freeman ran for this seat 2 years ago, but lost to Congressman Tom Rooney.
Well, there will not be any recounts after last night's election, despite a handful of close races. According to Sarasota County Supervisor of Elections Ron Turner, in Florida, candidates cannot request a recount. Under Florida law, if a race is separated by 0.5%, there's an automatic machine recount. There are not any local races that are in that category.
I've also had people ask, well, do you have runoffs like in the governor's election? No, you don't. So the person that received the most votes, they go on to November. They're the nominee.
Now, the closest race here on the Suncoast was the race for Manatee County Commission District 2 between Reggie Bellamy and Charles Smith. Bellamy won that race by 185 votes. Now, we've posted all of the results from yesterday's Florida primary on our website. Just head over to mysuncoast.com.
New developments tonight involving a principal in Manatee County who now faces discipline from the state. State Education Commissioner recently sent Ed Hunley a letter stating she found probable cause to justify sanctions against his education certificate. Hunley, who is the principal at Lincoln Memorial Academy, is under fire for recommending a former employee for a teaching position in Sarasota, despite knowing, allegedly, that the employee was under criminal investigation. That co-worker, Quentin Peterson, was hired at Booker High School and then later arrested for child pornography. Hunley now faces disciplinary action, which ranges from a fine to suspension. He does have an option to appeal.
Sarasota County Commissioners heard a first reading today of a proposed ordinance to ban recreational marijuana if it is ever approved here in Florida. The ordinance would put in place zoning regulations that would prevent cultivating, processing, or selling marijuana for recreational use. Currently, Florida does not allow recreational use of cannabis. The commission recommended the ordinance be drawn up after the approval of a second dispensary in the county a few years ago. Those opposed and those for recreational marijuana spoke out at that meeting.
It's not the government's responsibility to dictate to individuals what they do inside of their own home.
The sheriff's department has enough to do with opioids, drunk driving people, crime in general. We don't need recreational marijuana in the state of Florida.
The second public hearing will take place on October 10th, at which time the commission could move to approve or deny that proposed ordinance.
Also today, Sarasota County Commissioners agreeing to renew a tourism tax agreement with the town of Longboat Key for another 10 years. The long-standing agreement ensures the county distributes a portion of the hotel tax to Longboat Key to help support beach renourishment and beach maintenance. No changes were made to that ordinance. The agreement provides about $500,000 a year to Longboat Key. Coming up, how simple household items could help reduce firefighters' risk of cancer.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will tell us about some storms that could be heading our way. Plus, how private hospital rooms can help reduce the risk of catching dangerous infections.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Florida's coral reefs are declining. Bad news for our oceans and marine life. Fortunately, you can help, and you don't have to dive, you just have to drive. When you purchase Moat's Protect Our Reefs license plate, $25 goes directly to Moat Marine Laboratory, whose research, restoration, and conservation programs are helping this precious natural resource thrive once again. So get your Moat Protect Our Reefs license plate today. You just might hold the key to saving Florida's reefs.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Many firefighters believe the exposure to chemicals while battling fires is causing them to die of cancer. That's why fire departments are embracing a $1 million grant to supply more than 400 fire departments across the state with decontamination kits. Today, Southern Manatee Fire Rescue hosted an educational seminar and then helped lead the effort to build all 4,500 kits. ABC7's Taylor Torregano was there.
Scott, what you see behind me is an assembly line full of firefighters from 40 different fire departments across the state. And in each one of these green buckets include dish soap, duct tape, heavy plastic bags. They're simple household items, but today they might just be preventing cancer.
It's been an interesting, hard journey. Every surgery, every challenge has been different.
It's now been 11 years since Larry Betts was diagnosed with a rare form of liver cancer.
Since then, I've had 6 surgeries, major surgeries, and about 9 months of chemo.
Doctors say there's no way to definitively determine that the cancer was caused by the carcinogens he was exposed to as a firefighter every day. But Betts adds that no one else in his family has had this disease.
There's known ways to prevent, and this education is going to help with that. And this type of education, these new processes, are going to prevent things or help out in ways we don't even understand yet.
New age education changing protocols that have been in place for more than a century.
What we're finding out now is even though we have this protection, that those carcinogenics as well as those chemicals are actually being absorbed into skin area that's unprotected.
All right. Wednesday, Battalion Chief Samuel Eaton came all the way from Palm Beach County Fire Rescue to lead an on-scene decontamination presentation. 120 firefighters from across the state showed up. Chief Eaton says 70% of their deaths are cancer-related.
5 months ago, Sarasota County had a firefighter passed away from cancer. Prior to that, Debbie Schuster, firefighter paramedic, Sarasota County. same thing.
But simple measures using these decontamination buckets will remove the toxins that would otherwise remain on the firefighters.
And if they can take the steps to clean up immediately and moving forward and not cross-contaminating the fire ground to the fire apparatus and back to the firehouse, if they can do that, we can start to reduce the horrific cancer numbers that are in the fire service right now.
Simple steps, vital education coupled with hoses, brushes, and other easily attainable items serving a greater purpose, decontaminating to save lives. Now that $1 million grant just funded by the state will go towards all 4,500 of these green buckets behind me. Then they'll be distributed to every fire department in the state. Today they're all being assembled right here, right now at a local warehouse called 10-8 in Bradenton. I'm reporting from 10-8, Taylor Torgano, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Taylor, thank you. A bank in Venice lost its drive-through overhang this afternoon. The Wells Fargo Bank on South Tamiami Trail reported that collapse just after 4 o'clock. Luckily, no one was injured, and crews are trying to determine if that collapse was weather-related. The structure is being looked at to make sure it is safe and no other parts of the building were compromised. Bob, I know you have a little bit more information on that, too.
Well, the reports are that it may have been lightning, but I am pretty certain it was more than likely due to the heavy rainfall on that flat roof. Had a viewer send some video in, too, alerting us to that, and that's when we got the reason we got the reporter down there. Here's her video that she sent in on that, and you can get a look at a pretty significant event that took place here along the Sun Coast as far as rainfall goes, and the collapse of that drive-through right there on 41 in Jacaranda at the Wells Fargo. No injuries reported. That's coming from the National Weather Service, and some ham operators suggesting that it may have been lightning, but it looks like more of a heavy rain that caused that collapse. Again, at the Wells Fargo in Venice. So 2 days, actually 2 days out of the last 3, had some reported damage there into the Venice area. So storms have been heavy, and there have been reports of damage to the north of us as well. The damage to the north of us of Tampa associated with some big cells moving on through. We are looking at the possibility of some heavier showers still around. You know, see some developing now near Punta Gorda, just to the east and southeast of Punta Gorda, pushing off to the northwest, and a pretty good line now exiting northern portions of our viewing area into Polk County. But still, look at the rain coming down heavy in an area that's already flooded as far as the Manatee River by the Mayaca Head goes. That rain continues to be rather heavy there. Light to moderate precipitation, still lightning strikes occurring with more cells. The first line that moved through is off into the Gulf, and then showers and storms continue now near Lakewood Ranch all the way out onto Siesta Key. Some light to moderate rainfall. Pretty active afternoon. That's a result of increased moisture availability. On top of that, we've had a little bit of a weaker disturbance moving on through, but this rain now pretty heavy all throughout Polk County, stretching off into Hillsborough County and northern portions of Manatee County, Wauchula, seeing some heavy rainfall there now with some lightning strikes going on. The rainfall totals were pretty impressive right there, that bullseye near Bradenton, near Manatee Avenue and 53rd Avenue. They had some big flooding problems there. As a result of 2 inches, over 2 inches in just less than an hour falling as a result of the heavy rain. So the rain will still be scattered about, light to moderate precipitations with an isolated thunderstorm still possible up until about the 7 o'clock hour. By 8 o'clock, most of it should be over, and we'll look for some clearing after midnight, and then low temperatures comfortable, mid-70s. And then it starts again tomorrow afternoon and evening, a southeast wind, plenty of at least convergence set up with the west coast sea breeze developing. But tomorrow, I think not as many storms. There's a slightly drier air column above us, and so there won't be as much fuel for the storm in terms of moisture availability. On Friday, it comes back, though. We'll still see a good chance for showers and storms on Friday afternoon. Some of those will be strong. Last several days, the storms have been very intense. There's that dry air I mentioned starting to get close to the state, and some of that will entrain into our area tomorrow, so the chances are a little bit smaller. But we're still going to see some storms. Chances are smaller, too, on this. Yesterday, the European, and we talked about it at the 11 o'clock news, had a tropical low, possibly a depression, just to the east of Miami. Now, it's opened it up to just a wave there, moving off toward the west-northwest. Either way, it looks like it's going to be moving off to the west-northwest, and it's going to bring us a good deal of heavy rainfall Monday and Tuesday now. It looks like Tuesday being the wettest of those 2 days, and then it pushes off, and it could possibly develop into a tropical system. We'll keep an eye on it. but it's still a long way off. Obviously 3-4 days before it gets to that location in the Bahamas. It's just a wave near Puerto Rico now, and it will possibly turn into a stronger cell. Either way, it's going to cause some bigger winds too for us. We'll see a little bit more increase in our wind out of the east and southeast, I think, beginning on Monday and continuing on in through Tuesday. For boaters, winds will be out of the east at 10 knots, a little sea breeze developing in the afternoon. Seas running 1 to 2 feet and a light chop out there. The extended forecast then, 60% chance for scattered afternoon and evening storms. Not as many as far as widespread goes. And then same on Friday, but a little bit better chance to see a little bit more coverage on Friday. High school football could see some storms. And then over the weekend, the rain chances staying fairly high, running in through Labor Day. And we'll be watching the tropics for that possibility of that tropical wave or possibly tropical low moving across South Florida. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. First alert traffic now. We're seeing some backups on Cortez Road, heading both east and west, right near US 41. The northbound lanes of 41 also a little slow going at this hour. Jacqueline.
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, could a new therapy help those suffering from Alzheimer's disease? ABC's Linda Lopez tells us how a new study in mice seems to be offering some hope.
Most of us have heard of Alzheimer's disease. It's a debilitating condition caused by the formation of what are known as amyloid plaques, which cause damage to nerve cells in the brain over time. But now researchers from the University of Florida have discovered a modified version of a protein that stopped the progression of Alzheimer's disease in mice. This protein mimics a receptor that binds to amyloid plaques, reversing their formation and slowing progression of the disease. While no firm conclusions can be drawn until the results are done in humans, scientists hope that this new therapy represents a novel class of immune drugs to treat Alzheimer's. With this Medical Minute, I'm Linda Lopez, ABC News.
4 more cases of the measles in unvaccinated people have been confirmed in Pinellas County since the first one was announced on August 13th. Florida health officials say the total number of cases in the county is now at 7. They say some of those patients are related and one had recently traveled internationally. These cases are no longer contagious, but state health officials in Pinellas County are now working with local health care providers to investigate how this happened. A new study shows being admitted to a private hospital room rather than sharing a room with another patient leads to a better outcome. Researchers from the University of North Texas studied the discharge records of more than 1 million patients at over 300 hospitals. Patients who shared rooms suffered 64% more central line infections than patients who stayed in private rooms. The cost of a private room is more than a shared room, but new hospitals have embraced the private room model, finding it financially more beneficial. Coming up, what caused this dramatic explosion, all caught on camera inside a store. In the moment, an erratic driver swerves into a news crew on live TV. Those stories coming up.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Attention. On January 1st, 2018, the United States Tax Cut Act officially became law. This law also changes Obamacare. If you are uninsured or struggling to afford your current health insurance, there is now immediate relief. Health insurance that's not high-priced Obamacare is now available. Call the Health Insurance Helpline now. It's free. The cost for health insurance has been a serious problem in America, but now the law has changed. So many people don't get the insurance they need because they just don't call. Don't spend money you don't have to spend. Call now. It's free. If you are uninsured or unable to pay for ACA coverage, call the Health Insurance Helpline now. Get what you deserve. Call to see if you qualify for health care or dental coverage that starts immediately. Don't delay. Call now. It's free. Call 800-307-8167. 800-307-8167. Call 800-307-8167 now.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 20% on our beautiful light finishes during the California Closet's Shades of White event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
We'll take a look at surveillance video from a TV store in California. A man was looking at TVs in a back room, and then an e-cigarette battery explodes in his pocket, burning his pant leg right off. He then runs into the showroom for help. The manager of the store says he was writing up the man's receipt when it sounded like fireworks went off. He says the customer ran to the bathroom in pain, and he stomped out the battery, which was still burning on the ground. The man eventually went to the hospital to have those burns treated and is now recovering.
3 people are injured after a 4-car accident in Parma, Ohio. Yikes. Well, dash cam video there shows a police car getting smacked by a vehicle in the left lane. The police car then crashes into a telephone pole. The officer and 2 others were transported to a local hospital. No word on any of their conditions. The officer was on a regular patrol and not in pursuit.
As many of you are waking up and finding this out for the first time, they are also waking up.
Well, some scary moments for a TV news crew Tuesday morning in Colorado Springs. Reporter Crystal Story was covering a shooting live when a car plowed right through the crime scene. Story was not hurt. The person behind the camera was grazed by the car's side mirror, but is okay. Police say the driver of that vehicle was trying to get around other cars in that area when the accident happened. They are now facing several charges.
Coming up, why a new program is connecting senior homeowners and young professionals here in Sarasota.
And how people are paying their final respects to late Senator John McCain.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $22,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now